refer to as, quote, nickel defense. It's basically when you take one of the front seven and drop back for pass defense. What you're doing there is hoping your drones aren't dumbasses and actually cover as well, and that way you can get another defender back there. Uh, Helps if you got a really good one. It helps on prevent, kind of a prevent defense, or on a third and long. It helps. So most teams have some of these guys. So let's go over. Now Darrell Taylor for the Bills, I'd say is one of the best because he's got 44 run power and 44 interceptions. Uh, so when Kirby Jackson's pretty slow, but he's got 50 interceptions. So really, Taylor is one of the guys they man the most. Indianapolis Colts, all their linebackers have 25. Now, something you might want to think about is naturally you'd look at Bickett, who's got 50 hitting powers and 38 MS. Those are the only real differences, and he's numerically the best. But I would actually say Fred Young is the guy you want to be. The reason being is he has the lowest hitting power. And the reason you would want to be him is because hitting power doesn't really help a human. There's no one big enough to just truck through. You really, even against this wide receiver in bad, you need 56. So you go, guy, I'd say Fred Young is a good guy to tip intercept passes. Miami, Offerdale. Offerdale's the guy you want to play a lot in defense just in general, but he's got 31 receptions while the other guy's at 25. He's got 50 running power. So he's good to tip some passes. Even get a pick. New England. Now, Agnew and Tippett are the guys. Agnew is a lot faster than Tippett, but they both have 31 interceptions. Depending if you want to try to get a rush in, I could either of those guys might not like to be DL3 in some cases, vulnerable to plays like the run, shoot, run 3 if you're not ready for it. Jets have one of the best guys in Kyle Clifton. Look at that, 50 interceptions. Nick McMillan is your best defensive back, biggest threat for interceptions, but Kyle Clifton's only 2 notches behind, and with 44 running power, he's good speed. He's one of the best guys to drop back with Cincinnati. Cincinnati probably should be Haddix. Be Fulcher, but Carl Zander and Leon White. I'd say be Leon White. The reason being the he's a outside linebacker. Middle linebackers are more likely to cover short passes on their own. So outside linebackers are more likely to rush. That's what I saw with Brewdog's program at some point. See, but still, probably just want to be Fulcher. Let's see, Cleveland. Tony Blaylock, 38 running power isn't great, but he's on Cleveland, so only Johnson's got anything better. Minifield does have 31-30 as opposed to 25-30, but 38 interceptions. Grayson might tip for you as a drone. Houston, I wouldn't want to take your eyes off Johnson, but Johnny Meads, I should say, you probably want to man Johnson. Johnny Meads, slow guy, but he can tip the pass every now and then. Probably not likely against San Francisco Giants or Buffalo, anyways, or even the Eagles. But maybe if you play like the Bears or the Raiders for some reason. Let's see, Pittsburgh. Greg Lloyd. He's very fast and he can tip some passes. Yeah, Woodson's your best guy, and Little can as well, but you'd rather be Lloyd. Let's see. Denver. Denver really doesn't have it. All their guys have 19, so I suppose you can be Fletcher. He's the fastest, but he's still only got 19. Probably want to be Atwater or maybe Braxton if you really want to just have your best guy back there, but they really don't have that. Kansas City. Let's see. Yep. Snow. You're going to see Snow manned a lot, especially against like Miami or the Rams, because he's fast. He's not as good as the defensive backs in terms of interceptions, but he's faster. 31. That's going to help. Knock some passes down. He's also going to get beat time to time against Miami and the Rams. The Raiders have a couple of them. Now, a lot of people take Howie Long. It's a better spot. But as you can see, he's got 69 hitting power, and Townsend is 63. So you might want to beat Townsend because Long's more likely to break in and cause a bad pass or tip the pass at the line of scrimmage. Well, the hitting power will help him get it in. Won't help him tip the pass. That's all dependent on a void block of the quarterback. And then also Ellison and Jerry Robinson at 44, like I mentioned earlier. Robinson would probably be better because Ellison might drop back and cover the middle of the fields himself. See, San Diego, Raleigh is slow, but now he's got 31. Seattle, they don't really have one, but Green, he's fast. Might give you a little help there. Everyone is 19. See, Washington, Marshall's got 31. He's slow though. And sometimes you might want to take if you got this one, you may, and a lot of other teams maybe take a guy like Mann if the 19 interception doesn't hurt you, or maybe let's see what's a good example. Houston, I suppose you could take Sean Jones because he's fastest that front seven, or rather Childress you could take, even though he's doesn't have much interception. The best one, Gary Reasons, 44 or 38 running power, which is okay. And he's got 63 interceptions, so he's going to knock out a lot of passes, maybe get some interceptions. Walls is their best guy. He's a little faster, but he's a DB1, so he's going to drop back by himself a lot too. And if you're playing like the Raiders or the Bears, Lawrence Taylor could also help. He's much faster, and he's got 31 interceptions. But Reasons is a guy who can help keep the Bills, San Fran, and Houston's pass attack at bay. But not Lawrence Taylor's probably going to get beat one-on-one more often. Eagles. They got Gallick and White's probably your best guy because he's the fastest. He got 31. Evans and then Joyner you might take every now and then. Well, if you want Reggie to focus on trying to get in there with his 69 hitting power. Joyner's not quite as fast. Let's see. Phoenix. They got Jax and Bell. Brady Jones and Ken Harvey are faster front seven, but Jax and Anthony Bell, I'd say, again, because he's an outside linebacker, Jax is more likely to drop back on his own. Dallas. Maybe Ken Norton. And he's got 38, so that's not bad. Let's see the Bears. The Bears. They got a good one. They got Dent, who's actually 44. Morrissey and Rivera also. Might tip some passes, but I would stick with Dent if you're going to drop back with one of the guys front seven. And then Detroit got a good one. They got Coffer, 50 running power, 31 interceptions, very fast, and also 31 can help. It's a solid defender. Now, Green Bay, I want to be Nelson or Harris just because they're fast, but Scott Steffen is the guy. 30. Noble, no, not Holland's got 31 as well, but Steffen at 38, but he's really slow. But he's good at. You see some time pass routes, time jump routes, especially at the bottom. He can come up and ruin that. And that's another thing. These guys in the front seven, if you have these, you can most likely tip those time jump routes, the JJs we call them. If you get in the right spot, they can really hurt certain types of players who rely on that a lot. Let's see, Minnesota got one of the best as well. Uh, Dolman can as well. Noga's not gonna, but Merriweather's probably your guy. 44, 44, 44 running power and 44 interceptions. He's fast and he's gonna. 44 is really good. Probably also help defend the top side because they got a weak top side in terms of interceptions, but they can move a bit. See, Tampa Bay doesn't really. No, they do have one. Kevin Moss. Oh wait, no, Winston Moss. But you probably just stick with Haddix unless he's being targeted. In which case, Mark Robinson is probably not. Let's see, what's the other guy? 50s. But yeah, those guys are slow. But Robinson's got 38 and he's 56 interceptions. So if you got him being targeted, you'd be Robinson, but that's a different topic. Moss, maybe if you know what JJ's coming. San Francisco, Millen. I mean that's a good player, but San Francisco, you got Lott and Waymer. Let's see what else we got. Rams. I don't think Rams got one, but you know, Kevin Green's fast. But I mean, just these guys aren't exactly that great, but they're the best you got. Green is going to be your guy if you want to drop back, I suppose, with the front seven because he's fast and he's no worse than anyone else at tipping passes. Let's see here. Saints once again don't have anything. I suppose you can be any of these guys. Turnbull, Licks, Swelling, Johnson, any of those guys really. Maybe even Wilkes might be the best because he's got one lowest hitting power of the four. I don't know. Don't do that one very much. Atlanta starting out, ending out weak. I suppose Gann would be your guy because he's no slower than, he's faster than everyone else in the front. Everyone else in the team that isn't Deion Sanders has got 19. So yeah, so something you might want to pull it every now and then. Especially to throw your defender or your opponent on their toes. Just it's another thing to keep in mind. If you defend the same place the same ways over and over again, you're likely to have your opponent make adjustments, make a certain cut, set up a block, do whatever they can to make a juke to get by you. So it's good to have alternate options on defense, just to give them different looks. And if you're in one of those leagues that uses condition checker, it's good to know what else you can do because you're going to have to make adjustments. Anyways, that's the video.